to our 6th episode of Communication Weekly. Today we'll be looking at the subject of information law on media regulation.
We mainly focus on the internet and how we share information everywhere at all times. It is very easy to break the commercial law, and mostly you don't realize you have done it until it is already too late. So basically, we look at the do's and don'ts in this subject.
These do's and don'ts include things such as copyright, privacy, censorship, patents, but also aspects of freedom of speech such as defamation and libel.
But for that, we will have Valentina outside to see where the students think the boundaries lay for the freedom of press or defamation.
So, if you would work for a media station, news station or something like that, do you think you can say whatever you want to about a celebrity?
If I was assigned to that company, like
Yes.
employee,
Yes.
no. Because I would be under contract, and I wouldn't want to put the corporation in jeopardy because of my actions.
Depends.
Depends on what?
I guess you can give your opinion, but I don't know. It depends which country. Some countries like it, some don't. But I think you could, yeah, why not?
Well, I think there's always respect of the individual that has to be taken into account. But obviously it depends what you're reporting on, if it's of the public domain or not. So I think that to a certain extent, yes, but there also has to be an amount of respect that has to be sort of there.
Well, without some boundaries, you should be, yes.
What sort of boundaries are you thinking of?
Well, you should always keep a level of politeness, I guess, and not be personally insulting to the celebrity, even if you have feelings about them that might feel that way.
I guess when it comes down to family or things like that, or their personal life, I think there's some limits that it's none of your business sort of thing.
Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you.
And such as respect, respect for minorities, ethnicities, and not only celebrities, but not individualizing and not subjugating an individual.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Valentin. So most people believe there isn't actually a freedom of press and people can't say whatever they feel like.
It is very hard to prove who is right or what is true, since there's many things you have to consider in those cases. But for that, we'll have Dima to inform you about it.
Hello. So to really understand whether a claim can be classified as defamatory or libel, it's important to know what these two terms mean. So what libel means is a published statement that can cause injury to a person's reputation, and what defamation means is a false statement that causes injury to a person's reputation. So cases that deal with defamatory and libel are quite popular these days because of the help of the internet, as people can spread information so quickly to a wide population and can go viral. So if someone's a public figure and a false statement is being published, it really affects their reputation and their well-being. So for a case to actually be classified that something has been defamatory in accordance to a person's reputation, it has to be proven that the statement is either false or the statement was published with the intention of hurting this person's reputation. For example, in 2001, the supermodel Naomi Campbell sued a UK tabloid newspaper called the Daily Mirror for publishing statements and photos of Campbell leaving a meeting for rehab. So Campbell found these statements and photos very defamatory to her reputation, as well as a breach of confidence. However, the jury found that Campbell's case wasn't strong enough because the newspaper had the freedom of expression, and that the statements weren't proven to have intendedly want to hurt Campbell's reputation. So basically, in conclusion, a statement has to be proven false or had the intention of hurting a person's reputation in order to be considered defamatory or libel. So I hope to learn something today. Thank you.
So today we learned that defamation is a published statement that could harm someone's reputation, although it is hard to know if that statement is actually harmful and intended to be.
That's why it is very important for newspapers that before they report on a person, that they are actually sure that what they are reporting on is truthful and it's not too opinionated and fair on that person. Since there are many gray areas, it is always very hard to prove and find the right and wrong, but before even publishing it, just see that that won't even happen.
So we study information law to understand the internet regulations internationally and to know what we do online, if it's right or wrong, and if it's called libel or not.
So that was it for today. See us again next week.
Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.